Atma Soul Yoga, Yoga of Immortality. Yours truly, Carlo Visuano. May the following Kashmir Shivaism-based excerpts enlighten those people seeking answers to the ever most important question: how to conquer death, to end the cycle of death and rebirth in this lifetime. I believe that we can conquer death now by returning to oneness, that is, awakening of the Kundalini, also called Chi, Prana, or Shakti, uniting our individual consciousness with the universal consciousness through the advanced meditation and Qigong practices based on my 7 books used in the curriculum of the integral studies of inner sciences. How can a person free himself from this wheel of death and rebirth? He can do so only by going within and through meditation discovering his own inner self. As we meditate, we become established in the seat of the inner self, and then we are liberated from death. In meditation, we discard our individual ego and merge with the self, with the higher soul, the Atma, and the divine spark, or Param Atma. The ego is a veil which hides the self and keeps us bound to the body. The ego is nothing but our sense of limited individuality, an identification with the body and the mind, with our sex, our family, our country, our position. Within every human being is a great and divine energy called Kundalini, the Shakti, the Chi or Prana. When it is awakened through the grace of the spiritual teacher or guru, an awakened one, a spontaneous process begins within. Then the awakened energy moves through our system, burning all the impurities in the body. Through the meditation which takes place after Kundalini awakening, one easily comes to see the self within the heart. The fire of that knowledge of the self destroys the 3 malas, and one expands more and more. Once one has completely evolved, one knows, I am God, or I am one with God, one with the higher soul. Instead of having the awareness that one is the body, one very naturally becomes aware, I am the self or the higher soul, the Atma. When one realizes that God dwells within us as one's own inner self, the fire of that knowledge burns all one's accumulated karma. According to Swami Muktananda Paramahamsa, quote, we have to realize our identity with the universal consciousness. We have to merge with that consciousness, just as a river merges with the ocean. When a being has attained this state of oneness, he has gone beyond death, unquote. He also said, the truth is that it is our own ego which is death for us. When we have gone beyond ego, death no longer exists. In the same way, our ego brings us again and again to our death. In order to conquer death, we have to transcend the ego, to overcome our limited individuality. We have to realize our identity with the universal consciousness. We have to merge with that consciousness, just as a river merges with ocean. When a being has attained this state of oneness, he has gone beyond death. The Bhagavad Gita says, the embodied one, having gone beyond the three gunas, the sattva, or purity, the rajas, the raj, activity, and tamas, inertia, out of which the body is evolved, is freed from birth, death, decay, and pain, and attains immortality. Muktananda quotes, whatever being a person thinks of at the last moment when he leaves his body, that alone does he attain. Therefore, whatever is in one's mind at the moment of death is extremely significant. For this reason, regular meditation of sacred text is done. If one memorizes good words, they keep reverberating inside. If one studies the Bhagavad Gita, the Bible, and the Upanishads, they keep coming to one's mind. One who remembers God constantly in this way will attain the state of God at the time of death. One who meditates and prays every day has no fear of death. We forget to contemplate, who am I? Who was I born? What is the goal of my life? What am I supposed to accomplish here? We forget the reasons we are here, and we eat and drink and make merry. We indulge in sense pleasures, and one day we leave this body. Kabir wrote, he said, "O friend, listen to me. Through chanting God's name, great beings go across in this way. One day the body will drop away. In this world, everything that comes also goes. But the self, the inner self, the higher soul, does not die. The inner self is ageless and unchanging. Death cannot reach it. Therefore, live with awareness. The supreme truth lies within me. The flame of supreme truth is shimmering and shining inside me. That light is the inner self, the Atma, the higher soul." The awakening of Kundalini brings about the completion of the spiritual journey. Until Kundalini awakens, the practice of yoga, you practice yoga by your own efforts and according to your own whim. But after Kundalini has awakened naturally, yoga takes place according to the inspiration of God. It goes on in a spontaneous manner while you go about your daily life. It was after seeing that blue pearl light that the great ecstatic being Mansur Mastana said, "I am God." After seeing that, Shankar Acharya said, "I am Brahman, I am the Absolute." With the awareness of that, Jesus said, "The kingdom of God is within." God's kingdom does not lie only with Jesus or with these other great beings. It is inside you, and inside me, and inside everyone. One day in meditation, the tiny blue light, the light of the self, expands to fill the universe. And then you experience your all pervasiveness. You attain the state of the supreme truth, the state beyond all pain and pleasure. You experience the true bliss of consciousness. You know, without doubt, I am God and God is me. Or I am one with God and God is one with me. From then on, you live in constant awareness of the self, the inner self, the soul, the higher soul, the Atma, in the state of perfect fearlessness and freedom. The Samadhi, that follows Kundalini awakening is not the kind of samadhi which makes you inert. It's a conscious samadhi. It makes you more alert, more aware. This state has been called in the Shiva Sutras Lokananda Samadhi Sukham, which means in English, the bliss of the world is the ecstasy of samadhi. In this state, one recognizes the presence of God in everything. The whole purpose of Kundalini awakening is to attain the natural samadhi while continuing to function in the world. Thanks for listening. Atma Namaste. A vow to the I Am Presence within you and me.